Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you're just joining us, we'll open up the phone lines 800-585-1051. We're talking about everything that went on this weekend. The assassination, the rhetoric. Some people believe that it was staged.
It definitely wasn't staged. And there's no need for us to keep saying that. Like I said during Donkey of the Day, we shouldn't be saying that this is staged. We need to be talking about how this is very real. And, political violence is very real. And what happened to Donald Trump is very real. And we can't fix the problem if we don't acknowledge the truth. And the truth is, the type of dangerous rhetoric that has been spewed, by President Donald Trump, and MAGA is what leads to this type of political violence. And it's actually very disingenuous. That's why I gave, House Speaker Mike Johnson and J.D. Vance Donkey of the Day. It's disingenuous to say things like, it's the rhetoric of Democrats and people calling, Donald Trump a threat to democracy that led to something like this, and everyone needs to tone down their rhetoric. No, the only person that needs to tone down their rhetoric is President Donald Trump, which is probably why he's changing his speech, at the Republican National Convention, this Tuesday. You cannot honestly have a conversation about dangerous rhetoric that leads to political violence without discussing the dangerous rhetoric that has come out of President Donald Trump's mouth in his social media.
Yeah, there's so much to discuss, and we're going to open up the phone lines, 800-585-1051. I just think it's crazy that, violence can erupt over who you want to vote for. Growing up as a kid, we never talked about politics as far as who we voted for. We talked about politics and we listened to both sides, but it was one of those things where you went into that box and you voted and you kept it to yourself. But now it seems like it's at a point right now, regardless of what side you are, people feel a way about it. If you decide to vote Biden, people are mad. If you decide to vote Trump, people are mad. And not just mad because we should be able to vote for who we want to vote for, right? We should be voting for our best interest. But people they want to kill you depending on who you're voting for, which seems crazy to me. They want to cancel you for who you're voting for, which seems crazy to me. We need to get back to a point where we can have conversations, and it ain't a violent conversation. You know what I mean? One thing that I seen online that I kind of was like, that makes sense. We look at the Secret Service with all the Secret Service security guards that they had out there yesterday. This young man, 20 years old, who was pretty much a novice, right? He wasn't militarily trained. He was in a gun club. He was 20 years old. Got up on that roof. People were pointing him out. Still was able to take shots at the president. Now, would y'all feel comfortable the fact that Secret Service, who's a trained organization, they should be knowing what they're looking for and doing all of that to protect the president? Would you feel comfortable with teachers carrying guns that don't have the same training to be looking for the same thing? Would y'all feel comfortable with that?
The reason I don't like that, I heard people say that. The reality of the situation is Secret Service got that dude out of here within seconds.
But he shouldn't have even been able to do that, though.
Yeah, but my point is, if somebody comes in the classroom with a gun, and I don't even know why we're having this conversation, but if somebody comes in the classroom with a gun and they shoot, right, and somebody takes them out immediately, that's what you would want.
Yeah, but Secret Service is supposed to avoid the problem. That's what the scan was. The scan is supposed to be, when they come out with the snipers and everything, they're supposed to be scanning stuff, right? And you would understand if it's a militia, somebody trained. But this was a 20-year-old kid that climbed on a roof that people seen. People were pointing him out.
So with that said, the teachers shouldn't be the first line of defense. They should have something at the school
armed security
that stops people from coming into the school.
I'm with you.
So that's what their job is to, like, if you scan a whole area,
right?
Make sure nobody gets in here with nothing.
Correct.
And if you do get in here with something and you try to do something, now the second line of defense is the Secret Service. I mean, that's what I don't know. I didn't understand the comparison between the Secret Service and the teachers in the classroom. That sounded strange to me. I didn't get that. And not from you. I just saw people saying that, and I was like, I don't understand the correlation you're trying to make here.
Well, let's go to the phone lines. A lot of people on the line. Hello, what's your name?
E and DP.
All right, brother. What's your thoughts?
Brother Charlamagne, King Charlamagne, just spoke it so eloquently, I can't even follow that. So he said exactly what I was going to say. All I'm going to say is Brother Malcolm said it back in the day. Chickens come home to roost, and life is real simple. You live by the golden rule. Anything you put out is energy you get in return. It's really that simple. You speak into existence the power of the tongue. We take it back to hip-hop terms. You got a label called Bad Boy Records. Look what happened to the Bad Boy. You got a label called Death Row Records. Look what happened on Death Row. You got a label called Cash Money Records. You got Lil Wayne, Dickie, and Drake. Speak into existence. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Hello, who's this?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
What's your name?
Can you hear me? Louis, I'm from Florida.
Hey, what's your thoughts, Louis?
Sorry, so I just dialed into the questions in general over the entire environment and why we are where we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I personally think then that I blame a lot of this on the media, right? Because I think rather than informing us and helping us make decisions and telling us the facts, they're riling everybody up to each of their sides, and it seems like that's where they're making their money, right? So then you have people that watch either Fox or CNN or MSNBC, and when they turn off the TV, they're more enraged than they were. So rather than just being informed about something and getting to the facts, they're actually more emotional than when they started watching whatever it was, right? Because you have people that either we're each in our own teams, right? And the people that are in the middle that are just trying to be informed really have nowhere to go, right? Other than like shows like you guys, right? That like tell how it is, or like you may add your opinion to it. And at the end of the day, you also give the facts, right? And then it's like, well, let you make your choice. So I think that once you turn off the TV, you actually start talking to people. Most people agree at the table, but a lot of what's going on, I think, is on the media's hands because they actually rile you up to one side or the other, right? And like a lot of friends that I have actually, become enraged by just listening to whatever output the media is putting.
So you want to hear more about? You think we need more balanced discussions? More sides need to be talking with each other and not at each other, is what you're saying?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, in terms of the media itself, like I turn to the media to be informed, right? I don't want to really hear too much of your opinion. Just tell me what the facts are, and I'll make up my mind. But I don't think that we have too much of that, except for a few places where you have a balanced conversation. Where if you have a panel, yeah, you have someone that leans left, then you also have someone that leans right? And then I can get both sides of the story versus just getting your side and it being just completely anti-left or anti-right.
Okay.
Got you.
Well, thank you. 800-585-1051. We're just opening up the phone lines. Hearing from you guys. I mean, this weekend was a crazy weekend. Let's discuss. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. If you're just joining us, we're talking about everything that happened this weekend. Now, Jess, what were your thoughts when you seen everything and how it unfolded this weekend?
To be honest with you, this goes back to what Charlamagne said. I thought it was staged myself.
You thought it was staged at first?
I honestly did. I mean, nobody moved. It's a couple reasons that nobody moved for real. He didn't react like he had just got shot at. It was like he wasn't even trying to get off the stage. Like they had to get him out of there.
Mm-hmm.
The people behind him just wasn't fazed.
You know
for a while.
It's funny that you said that. I called my dad is a retired police officer. So when I called him and I'm like, isn't it strange that gunshots went off and they didn't scatter?
They
didn't run?
Right.
People did though. I guess
not behind them. They didn't scatter.
I'm talking about the stage view of it.
Yeah, I think you looking at a certain group of people. There was mad people running and covering each other. Like that's how the guy got shot and killed. The guy got shot and killed because
covering his family.
He covered his family.
Yeah, but on the stage, it didn't seem like nobody scattered. Like it just seemed like
after.
When you first seen it, I'm like nobody moved.
Yeah, and then like you said, we live in the times where you don't believe anything because every time we do believe something comes out as natural most of the time. It's not true.
It's AI, right?
Yeah, and then also this is also like nothing surprises me that happens to Donald Trump or Donald Trump does because of how he moves, who he is. Like he can use this. He's already using it, but he's using it like I don't know. He'll do anything to win the election.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
another reason I
thought it was.
I never thought it was staged because immediately I saw everybody pull their phones out. That's what I knew. I was like, but also I just don't think that we should run around and I get why you felt that way, but this was very real, you know, and this is what happens when you have people in positions of power spreading the kind of dangerous rhetoric that Donald Trump has been spreading. Political violence is really real, and this is it can get worse.
And that's what I'm saying. I didn't find out about the person that actually died until late last night.
Yep.
Like you didn't hear that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hear that, and I didn't. That's why I'm quiet right now until you just ask me how I felt because I don't want to start parading that, saying that, because this is a huge platform. You don't want to say, oh, it's stage, because that is crazy. But look at the times that we live in. Most things are not real anymore. Most things are staged.
Right.
But when I'm asked, that's what I thought.
Yeah, the only reason, I do think Donald Trump will go that far to win an election, but that's pretty like a bullet to your head.
He don't gotta go that far to beat Joe Biden, yo.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna beat Joe Biden before Saturday. I think he beats Joe Biden definitely Saturday, and he got the Supreme Court in his back pocket. So I don't think he would go this far.
Loretta.
Hey, what's up? What's happening?
Good morning. Loretta, take us off Bluetooth for speaker if you can.
Okay, I am. How about now?
You sound better. Go ahead. What's your thoughts, Mama?
I'm sorry. Stage. I don't care what nobody says. Trump get in power.
Loretta, your phone sounds crazy.
Your phone breaking up.
It sounds like you said you thought it was staged and Trump will do anything to get in power.
Yes. Anything to get in power and to make this look like kill him. Yes.
Yeah, her phone sounds a little crazy. Sorry, Loretta. Jamisha.
This is me.
Hey, Jamisha. Good morning. What's your thoughts?
Good morning. I just want to say, there's no place for violence in this country. And, God rest the soul that we lost. But I will have to say that I feel like it is a distraction. I feel like Project 2025 was really picking up steam within the Black community. And this is just something to distract us. And at the end of the day, God forbid, I just want all Black people to make sure that they're registered to vote, go vote, and then go learn how to shoot a gun and protect yourself, get your kids out there, because it's real. It is a real situation. And although we can go on Black Twitter and laugh and joke on different things, this is serious.
That's right.
Somebody tried to kill this man. And at the end of the day, Black people, we really have to open our eyes and stop laughing at everything. Don't be on social media on a platform if you have thousands of followers being Black talking about, oh, he's gangster, I'm about to vote for him now. That's ignorant. Stop being ignorant, because people's lives is on the line on this ballot. Our rights is on the line on these ballots. Women's rights is on the line. Like, it's serious, and we have to take it serious. And I just want Black people, vote. Please vote.
Thank you, Jamisha.
I'm not telling you who to vote for, but vote.
And I'm she brings up a good point. They keep calling this an assassination attempt. Yeah, it was an assassination attempt, but it also was a declaration of war. You know what I mean? Like, whenever you decide to take a shot at a former president, somebody who is, a leader of a whole other side, 70 plus million people on this planet, don't you think that his soldiers, don't you think that his minions, you think they just going to take that lightly?
No.
That's why it's so irresponsible for people like Mike Johnson and J.D. Vance and whoever else to just run out there immediately and say, this is the Democrats' fault. We had Russia said this is Biden and them's fault. Like, why are they interfering with U.S. business, just trying to cause division? Can't we see what's going on here, people?
No.
Come on, man.
People can't.
Come on, man.
And that's the sad part about it. All right, well, what's the moral of the story, if there is a moral?
The moral of the story, for me, is what I said during, Donkey of the Day. We are all big boys and big girls. We can condemn political violence. We can condemn what happened to Donald Trump on Saturday. We need to condemn it. But we also have to talk about the dangerous rhetoric that Donald Trump has spewed that got us here. You should be able to do both. It is disingenuous for House Speaker Mike Johnson to go out there and say everyone should tone down the rhetoric. No, there's only one person who should, because there's only been one person that's been doing it. It is irresponsible for J.D. Vance to go out there and say it's rhetoric from the Democrats that led this to happen to Trump. It's very disingenuous to say that and not acknowledge the rhetoric that Donald Trump has spewed on his social media and out of his own mouth.
No, what's really scary is what you said and what people have been saying all weekend long, that they believe that Biden has no chance of beating Donald Trump. That's what's really scary. Because when people start talking like that and people start believing it, that means people feel like they don't have to go out and vote. They feel like they can sit out on the couch and just sit this one out because they feel like they lost already.
No, I think everybody should go out there and vote.
And we can't do that.
One of the main reasons I think it's going to be very tough for President Biden is because of how Donald Trump has the Supreme Court in his back pocket. Because Donald Trump put 3 Supreme Court judges on, and the whole Supreme Court is doing his bidding. Everything from, he asked for immunity from crimes, and he got it. There's nothing constitutional about that.
Mm-hmm.
So that lets me know that if he contests the results of the election in November, what reason would I have to believe that the Supreme Court wouldn't side with him?
Yeah. But, I was reading something, too, that, they said he'll never go to jail. And one of the other main reasons is not the fact that not only because he's a former president, but also because they said the amount of money they would have to pay for Secret Service to actually be in jail to protect him would be in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And they weren't definitely going to do that.
I don't know. I just want everybody to go out there and read the article from Elie Mystal that he wrote in The Nation talking about the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court is the only branch of government that claims the power to rule unchecked by the other branches of government. If Congress passes a law, the court claims authority to overrule it. If the president issues an order or regulation, the court claims the power to overrule it. If a state legislator or governor passes a rule or ordinance, the court claims the power to overrule it. And if voters attempt to elect leaders, the court claims the authority to overrule them by literally picking whose votes should be counted or recounted, to say nothing of who gets to vote in the first place. Does it not sound like this fight going to be fixed come November?
Yeah.
So y'all, we in for a long 6 months, baby. I'm just telling y'all to get prepared for what you're about to see. Okay? Okay.
All right. Jess?
Blasphemy.
I was talking about the rumors.
Oh.
We got Jess With The Mess coming up.
Yes, Lil Wayne sings Not Like Us right before he performs his verse of the motto in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but people, I think it's some trolling, but we're going to get into it. I don't know. I don't think he would do that to his nephew like that.
All right. We'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up
early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.